Hey everybody, it's Miss Shari. I have a few scenarios that I've planned out for you guys that might look a little bit familiar. Now, I know that none of you have ever gotten upset because you wanted things to go a certain way and they didn't. And I also know that none of you have ever, let's say, let your feelings get out of control or throw a fit. But maybe you've dealt with something a little bit like this. Let's take a look. Hey, Lucia, did you finish your homework?
Uh-huh.
Did you finish all of it?
I only have a little bit left.
Okay, Lucy, I'm gonna need you to go finish your homework, and then I need you to go feed the dogs.
Uh-huh.
No, you need to do it now. The dogs are hungry. They're pawing at their bowls.
But Mommy, there's only 5 more minutes of the show.
Lucia, have you moved from that spot?
But there's only like 5 minutes left.
You said that an hour ago. It's a good thing Ruby fed the dogs for you. Lucia, I'm gonna need you to get up and do your homework. Did you finish it? Did you finish your homework?
I do it, all right?
No, it's not all right. There's gonna be no more TV for the rest of the day. You have to finish your homework.
What? You didn't give me a chance. But
So, did that look like something that might happen at your house? I'm thinking that it might. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in things that we're doing or things that we want to do that we can't pay attention to the stuff around us. We forget to do simple things like homework and chores. You know, when we're so focused on what we want, it's hard to notice other people around us and doing what they need and seeing what they need. So how do we fix this? How do we make ourselves start putting others first? Well, let's look at Paul's letter and look at Jesus's example and what he did for us. And then we can follow that example by putting others first. Maybe even if it just means taking our eyes off the screen and giving our eyes to someone in front of us who wants to talk to us. Well, I have another scenario for you. Maybe this one might seem a little bit familiar to you too. Let's take a look.
wow, this restaurant looks amazing.
Yeah, it is.
This food smells so good.
Yeah, my parents own the restaurant. It's like our family business.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that. That's so cool.
Yeah, my parents make a ton of money.
That's great. Do you think we should order?
And I basically get whatever I want. Did you see my new phone?
Yeah, my parents said I couldn't get a phone yet.
Well, I got this phone, but as soon as the new phone came out, my parents got me the new phone. And we even have a flat screen TV in our living room. We can watch TV whenever we want. And I even get to watch YouTube videos all night long until my eyes go square.
Awesome, maybe we should order some food.
All right, well, maybe you haven't had that exact conversation, but you may know somebody who brags. And if you know someone like that, you may have been involved in something that I like to call the one-up challenge. You know, it's like someone comes up to you and says, hey, I knew someone who ate 10 soft tacos in one sitting. And then you feel this need to say, oh yeah, well, my cousin ate 13 tacos. And then someone else pipes in and says, oh yeah, well, I and my brother's friend, they ate 16 chalupas. And before you know it, you're knee deep in the one-up challenge. And that's a little bit like bragging with a dash of exaggeration. So we have to remember what Paul wrote in his letter about how remember what Jesus did for us. And when we look to that, we can learn what it is to serve others and to put them first. Let's look at what he says in Philippians. This is Philippians 2, 6 through 7. Jesus was equal with God, but Jesus didn't take advantage of the fact. Instead, he made himself nothing. He did this by taking on the nature of a servant. See, Jesus didn't take advantage of the fact that he was the Son of God. No, he chose his position, like I said, to serve and not to be served. So maybe if you're in one of those situations, just take time to enjoy your friend. Well, I have another scenario for you. So let's take a look at it. This is the last one.
Hey, big brother, you want to play? Can I 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 play? Okay, I'll play. It's my game.
No. Hey.
Yeah, this one.
No.
Okay. Okay.
I was playing that.
Well, I get to pick again. Super Smash Brothers. Whoop whoop.
I don't want to play that one.
And I'm gonna be the hero.
Wait, that's who I was gonna pick.
PK Fire. PK Fire. PK Fire. PK Fire. PK Fire. PK Fire.
That's not even that person's move.
PK Fire. PK Fire. PK Fire. PK Fire.
Stop.
PK Fire.
Stop it or I'm gonna throw you on the roof. Stop. You're not playing fair.
PK Fire! PK Fire!
Stop
PK
it!
Fire!
Stop it!
PK Fire!
Stop it! You can't have any of it. You're taking this stuff to my room. You can just do nothing.
Wow. Does that look or sound even a little bit familiar to you? Oh my word. Family seems to know how to push your buttons the most. I remember when my brother and I were little, there was this stuffed animal bear that he thought was his and I thought was mine, and we would not let it go. He was yelling and screaming that it was his, and I was yelling and screaming that it was mine, and we were going back and forth who it was, and it was just so annoying. And it's hard. It is hard getting along with your family, and maybe you bicker with your siblings, or maybe you roll your eyes at your parents once in a while. It can be pretty hard, and that's normal, but it's not okay to be selfish and to be completely losing your temper because you want to get what you want. No, see, I know that it's tough when it comes to family, but we have to choose to be humble with our brothers and our sisters and our parents. And it's hard, but I know one way that can help. See, we think about what Paul wrote in his letter. When we think about what Jesus did for you, then we can remember to follow his example. And maybe, just maybe, we can learn to put our brothers and sisters first.